Hello, everyone. It's Katrin with Blend Precisely. It's July 12th today and 2023. So we have quite a few new members, and I thought it's a really good moment actually to uh, give you just a quick overview how I would start out with Blend Precisely, because new software can be overwhelming. There are quite a few features in Blend Precisely. So I want to make sure that you're off to a good start. And in the very beginning, it's a little bit like I can only compare it right now because I'm actually tiling a bathroom. And if you go and tile in the middle and then a little bit on the left and a little bit on the right and a little bit here, you will have a lot of missing spots in between you need to fill in. So that's really hard then to go and correct your mistakes and also to get it all nicely fit out. So I always think when using a new software, it's really nice to go a little bit in the sequence. And I have recorded a lot of new videos that are meant to go in a sequence, meaning you start out here, you do all of your account things, preferences, and everything else. And I'm going to show you in a moment. And then you can go on creating your first recipe or formulation. And there are two ways in Blend Precisely to create your recipes or formulations and price them out and see your safety information and everything else. And one is the one where we use all kinds of different units, meaning drops and cups and tablespoons and milliliters and grams and whatnot else. And this is how we actually a lot of times see recipes being done on the internet, even so they are completely inaccurate. And that's why we also call it Blend Precisely, because a cup of oils or a teaspoon of oils, everybody has a different teaspoon. In Europe, they have different teaspoons than here in America, and they are also very different sizes existing. There is not one common size. And then I know that we use in America these cups and teaspoons and so on. They don't even exist really in Europe, maybe now a little bit more. But so what I'm trying to say is, so we have this one mode, it's called our aromatherapy mode. And then also we have the mode that it's called cosmetic mode. And the cosmetic mode is all by percentage and grams. And there you can bulletproof your recipes or formulations in that case, because you can literally weigh everything and repeat those over and over again, the formulations, and they will always be 100% accurate. While when you're counting drops and milliliters, not so much. So that's why we have two different modes, because a lot of people come in and they're still used to counting drops. But if you go into larger formulations or bigger formulations, you really don't want to sit there and count 100 drops, right? Or 80 drops. So it's much easier to actually weigh everything and use a pipette and drop it in until whatever, 4.9 grams, whatever you use. I find the cosmetic formulation much easier to get used to. Takes a little while maybe, but it's easier. So coming back to how to start out and where to start out, let me gonna start sharing my screen. And this time I have to literally entire screen over here. I'm going to share it and add it. Okay, so let's go over to Blend Precisely. So first of all, I would really encourage you to actually, let's make it a little bit bigger. I would really encourage you to come over to our group, our Blend Precisely group. And the reason is, here I'm always online, I'm always answering questions, I'm also posting quite a bit, all the lives are here. And then if you have questions, you can literally just drop your question in here. And everybody who's actually part of Blend Precisely already and who has used it, and there are quite a few that know Blend Precisely really well, they might even get a jump start and are answering before I get to answer. So it's a really lovely community. I would definitely make it a point to stop by, come over to Blend Precisely. I'm going to paste the link quickly in here. Come over to Blend Precisely and then make sure you actually be part of our group. So here you can get all the questions answered. but also the community is here, and it's always nice. Then the second part is you have all our lives here, by the way, mentioned. So anything that comes out, I would subscribe to the calendar, because anytime there's something new coming out, I will actually get ready and post it here to the calendar. And if you subscribe to the calendar to any of your choice, then you will not miss out on any lives coming up. So if I were to start, I would go straight to the BP 4.0 tutorials and simply let me just hide this one. Simply go down this lane. And this is what I meant in the beginning with the tiles. So when you start tiling a floor, you don't start somewhere and then you go over to the left corner, right corner, and so on, and then fill in the gaps. You can do that, but it will take you much longer. And you will also find that sometimes you have preferences, for example, up here. If you don't set them, you might need to go back into your recipes or formulations and adjust things. So I would encourage everyone to start out with the videos. They are kept mostly fairly short. Some of them are a little bit longer, depending if we are creating a recipe or your first formulation, basically, or if we are creating a stock blend. I think this one is a little bit longer. And then I would take every single video and just do the adjustments here, or do the adjustments as mentioned in the video, or try out a recipe as mentioned in the video as well. And that, I think, will help you to get around in Blend Precisely much, much easier, and you will get up to speed much faster as well. So take an afternoon and play around with the entire app, I would say. A couple of hours, 3 hours maybe even, to enter your first raw ingredients, to add them, and to get to know how to do this all. So start over here. And then the next thing I wanted to encourage you as well is, if you have a specific thing you're looking for, I would go to all tutorials over here. It opens up a new window and it's called Searchy up here. But you can enter any kind of keywords and it will search through all the videos. And there are many. I think we are close to 200 videos actually that are hosted within Searchy. And it starts looking for videos. So if I put in here examples of blends, for example, and hit enter, it goes through all of the different parts of the videos. This is what you can see here on the right-hand side. It goes through the videos and actually picks out where I mentioned blends and example. And this is super cool because in addition to having a video right away ready and also somewhat of a transcript, if it understood my German accent, you also have the start of the video where I mention the keyword. So example starts at 8 minutes and 25. So you don't need to watch the entire video. It just brings you to the moment I mention anything like this. So I'm going to exit out, and I can also say raw ingredients, and then it will find you all of the videos of the raw ingredients. And then you can go here and hit play, and then the video comes up. Then you will see how to add raw ingredients to our database of over 900 existing ingredients already. So these videos, again, they are here under all tutorials. And then the other ones that are in sequence, like tiling the floor, are here basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let me see, I think there are 17 exactly. And that is really helpful if you're very new to Blend Precisely. Then after you have watched those ones, or maybe peeked into the videos here, you can also just simply come over to Create, and then you can start using the app after you have done your settings in account, your preferences here. Then you can start creating your recipe. So let's cancel out of this. Let's go back to create, and let's go in here, for example. So sometimes I get the questions, okay, I need a new raw ingredient. How do I add it? And you couldn't find it. So there's one way to look for a new raw ingredient, or a raw ingredient if you're looking to add one and you can't find it in here, you want to fill out the raw ingredient form. But other than this, you can simply come into this field and search, for example, let's say cornstarch. Oops, corn. And then you type this in, and then it comes up in all of these different categories with corn. Okay, we want to just have cornstarch, so it comes up as a thickener in the category and as a powder as well. So if you can't find something, you can try the Latin name, you can try the common name, the generic name, and you can just go also by category itself. So if you go to powder, you can see all the different powders, and cornstarch is in here as well, for example. So I want to actually keep it fairly short and say that this is how I would start out. Follow first all of the videos, then try out the searchy tool to see where the videos are and start exactly where you need to start without watching the entire video. And then also come over to our Blend Precisely group. So I'm gonna start sharing this one more time. So first of all, go over to the help section, BP 4.0 tutorials. Go through all of these videos first, take a couple of hours, and then after each video, actually try it out, what I've mentioned in the video. Then come over to the all tutorials section and try out the searchy tool that searches on keywords in all of our videos. And those are close to 200. And then also come over to our group and make sure you're part of our group if you're on Facebook. If not, I totally understand. But it's helpful to be in a community setting, ask your questions, and they will get answered most likely the fastest here in the group. So if you have any questions, come over to the group here as well. And other than this, hello@blendprecisely.io will do it. If you have other questions, we have the little chat button down here. You can simply type the message in, we will receive it, and then we can answer it as soon as we see it. This is basically the fundamentals to get literally started with Blend Precisely. And in these videos, you will find everything you need to get started. And if there's anything else, I would love to hear from you, and we can answer it through a video or through an email, or we actually can even go live about the certain question and we can answer it live for you in the question. So videos, searchy, the Blend Precisely group, and then head over to the create section and simply start creating the first recipe. Now, when it comes to your first recipe, I would encourage you actually to take one of your existing ones and just punch it all in there and see if you came up with the same results as Blend Precisely comes. Because most of the time you will see that for yourself as well. Once you enter your own raw ingredients with your own prices, you probably will see that you were quite a bit off in your pricing on a piece of paper. And the reason is that we are actually using everything very accurately with volume in the back end as well. All of the raw ingredients of essential oils, they are entered with a volume and not just by drops. So the most accurate pricing you will get through this part here. And I would love to see maybe even a screenshot. This is what I put on my piece of paper or my Excel spreadsheet, and this is what you came up with in Blend Precisely. And then play around with your profit margins. And this is the fun part. Put 2 or 3 recipes in you have already on a piece of paper or you have in your Excel spreadsheet and enter them here, and then start playing around with your profit margin. Because the nice thing is that you can have immediate feedback and you will be able to actually see if the blend you're about to create is going to be profitable for you. So that's the fun part, right? The non-fun part is maybe adding your own ingredients with the prices. But then again, this one is like for a short amount of time, you enter all of your ingredients, you've got them in the system, and then you have the most accurate cost precision blending you need and also you want because of calculating the best profit margins for your business. So let me see if there is anything if you have any questions. But if not, I will leave you with that because I think that's enough already. I just wanted to hop online today and literally show you how to get started, to make it easy. And we are here in multiple ways. So there's the Facebook group, there's the chat service, and then there's our email as well, hello@benprecisely.io. And I would encourage you to use any of them. I love our community the best. So come on over to Blend Precisely on Facebook to the group, and then I will let you in, and then we can talk from there. Okay, wishing you a wonderful rest of the week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.